Greetings, everyone. I've been tied up for over a week attending an offline event in the Midwest with some friends, which kept me quite busy. Today, I'm finally back in New York, ready to dive into the news and unpack the unfolding global drama with you all. The past week has seen seismic shifts on the world stage. Over 300,000 people attended the memorial for Charlie Kirk in the U.S., with social media and traditional media live streams amassing over 100 million views. In a related development, President Trump has officially designated Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization, while the group has openly declared that the era of peaceful protests is over. Will the U.S. see more attacks like the one on Kirk? Trump's bold moves don't stop there. Today, he made his most significant statement since the outbreak of the Russia-Ukraine war, publicly supporting Ukraine's reclamation of all lost territories, even hinting at including Crimea. What's driving this dramatic shift? Meanwhile, Xi Jinping made an unprecedented visit to Xinjiang to attend the 70th anniversary celebration of the autonomous region. What was meant to be a high-profile event was instantly overshadowed by a single photo of Hu Jintao's son, Hu Haifeng. What's the story behind this? It's September 23rd, 2025, Eastern Time. I'm Tang Jingyuan, and I encourage new and returning friends to subscribe to my channel, Jingyuan Talks, for real-time updates on what's happening and why it matters. Let's start with the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, political landscape, which we haven't discussed in some time. According to CCP state media, October 1st marks the 70th anniversary of the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Today, CCP leader Xi Jinping, in his capacities as General Secretary, President, and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, led a central delegation to Urumqi, Xinjiang's capital, to attend the anniversary celebrations. The arrangements mirror those for Xi's Tibet visit. Xinhua reports that Xi's trip, as the first of its kind in CCP history, underscores the party's high priority on Xinjiang. Interestingly, the central delegation is once again led by Wang Huning, chairman of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. Xi's Xinjiang visit follows a similar protocol to his Tibet trip, with General Liu Zhenli accompanying him instead of Central Military Commission Vice Chairman Zhang Youxia, who, as expected, declined to join. Notably absent this time is Hu Chunhu, unlike in Tibet. The rest of the entourage, including Kai Chi, Li Ganjie, Hu Haifeng, and Wang Xiaohong, remains largely consistent. Following protocol, she met with military officers above the rank of colonel stationed in Urumqi, accompanied by Liu Zhenli. Since last year's third plenum, Zhang Youxia has skipped all of Xi's regional military inspections, 4 times in total, turning an anomaly into a norm. This suggests one thing: Xi's treatment during military inspections has been downgraded as a new institutional norm, a change clearly not initiated by Xi himself, but by Zhang Youxia. Their rift has become public, and Zhang's refusal to accompany Xi signals his unwillingness to play along. The second intriguing development comes from a post on X, which revealed that Turkey's ambassador to China, Ismail Hakim Musa, visited Hu Haifeng, China's Deputy Minister of Civil Affairs. Is this report credible? It's highly likely. By comparing images, we can confirm it's the same individual. The meeting, including the gift exchange, did occur. Some might question whether this is a recent photo or an old one being repurposed. The answer lies in Musa's official record. He arrived in China on July 30th, 2025, and presented his credentials on August 1st, officially assuming his role as ambassador. Given Musa has been in office for less than 2 months, his visit to Hu Haifeng must be recent, likely even today, considering the photo's authenticity and rarity. Why is this rare? No official media mentioned this meeting, yet it was disclosed by a relatively low-profile X account. Under normal circumstances, this is highly irregular. Turkey has openly criticized the CCP's policies in Xinjiang since 2015, particularly the mass internment camps, and has become the primary destination for Uyghur refugees seeking asylum. While President Erdogan has softened his tone due to economic reliance on China, prompting accusations of accepting hush money to downplay the Uyghur genocide, this context makes Musa's visit to Hu Haifeng extraordinary. First, Hu Haifeng is merely the fourth-ranking Deputy Minister of Civil Affairs, overseeing social organizations, welfare, and elderly care, areas unrelated to diplomacy. For Musa to visit Hu, a figure with no diplomatic portfolio, is highly unusual. Even if the embassy had business related to welfare, protocol would involve coordination through the Foreign Ministry or a meeting with the Minister of Civil Affairs. Musa's visit, even if justified by some pretext, is clearly about Hu's identity as Hu Jintao's son, or, more precisely, about Hu Jintao himself. Hu Jintao's public removal from the 20th Party Congress sparked global speculation about his status. Musa, as a diplomat, will be aware of this context. Why, then, would he risk offending Xi's government by meeting Hu Haifeng and presenting a gift? Moreover, Xi's Xinjiang policies, including mass internment and advanced surveillance technologies like DNA testing and facial recognition, make his visit to Xinjiang a sensitive moment. Musa's decision to meet Hu Haifeng instead of attending the Xinjiang event is a diplomatic faux pas. Does Turkey no longer wish to engage with Xi? This development sends a clear signal. Xi's loss of power is no longer a secret among high-level officials globally. Many governments likely know who truly controls the CCP's political landscape, explaining the bizarre phenomenon of Hu Haifeng's rising prominence due to his father's legacy. Musa's visit is likely an early investment in the future. Hu Haifeng's high-profile appearances, such as at the Shanghai Lujiazui Financial Forum, the Xinjiang War Conference on state television, and the Tibet delegation to this discreet meeting with a foreign ambassador, are all part of this phenomenon. As we've discussed before, Hu Jintao lacks real influence due to his health, but the anti-Xi faction needs his stature as a former leader. Without it, ousting Xi would be seen as a coup, a taboo across CCP factions. With it, removing Xi becomes restoring order. The real power lies with senior figures like Wen Jiabao, Li Ruihuan, and Wang Yang, who shaped these decisions. From Tibet to Xinjiang, from Hu Qinhua's prominence to Hu Haifeng's curious rise, and the oddity of Xi attending but not speaking at the September 17th meeting commemorating the 80th anniversary of China's war of resistance and the global anti-fascist victory, the signs are clear. Xi is increasingly a ceremonial figure. He can appear at events, but his words, and whether he speaks at all, are irrelevant. We've previously outlined the CCP's overt and covert dynamics. Musa's visit to Hu Haifeng is part of the covert thread. Similarly, Trump's decision to postpone his China visit to next year is another covert signal. He's waiting for Xi's status to fully resolve. Until then, a phone call or a brief meeting at the APEC summit is mere formality. Compared to Xi, another heavyweight figure dominating this week is Trump. At Charlie Kirk's memorial, Trump vowed that, unlike Kirk, he would make his adversaries very uncomfortable and hold wrongdoers accountable. This was aimed not only at the far left responsible for Kirk's assassination, but also at Putin. Today, Trump made his boldest move since the Russia-Ukraine war began, posting support for Ukraine to reclaim all lost territories, including a hint at Crimea. This post, which can only be described as earth-shaking, includes several key points. 1. Trump believes Ukraine, with European and NATO support, can reclaim its pre-war borders through military means, calling it a very good option. 2. Russia's 3.5-year war, which could have been won in a week, exposes it as a paper tiger with an economy on the brink of collapse. 3. Ukraine's spirit is strong and growing, capable of reclaiming its nation in its original form, perhaps even further. Now is the time for action. 4. The U.S. will continue supplying NATO with weapons, allowing it to act freely. Posted after Trump's UN meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky, this marks a profound shift in Trump's stance toward Putin. Previously avoiding calling Russia the aggressor, Trump now acknowledges Ukraine as the victim, justifying increased U.S. support. He endorses Europe and NATO's financial and military backing, signaling comprehensive U.S. aid. Crucially, Trump supports Ukraine reclaiming all lost territories, at least to the pre-2022 borders, abandoning his earlier ceasefire and demilitarized zone proposals. Explosively, he even suggests supporting Crimea's reclamation. Finally, his call for Ukraine to act now implies an offensive strategy, with NATO given free rein, including lifting restrictions on military strikes. We've long argued that the only way to bring Putin to the table is to make him feel battlefield pain. Recent developments validate our predictions. While Trump may be employing maximum pressure, hoping Putin will concede, Putin's current mindset suggests he won't yield until the consequences are undeniable. In my view, Putin's final line is likely the Donbass region. If he can't hold the front, he may abandon southern territories to secure Donbass as a bargaining chip for a ceasefire. For Trump and Ukraine, retaking the south, including the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant, could be acceptable. However, wars are unpredictable. Defeat could spiral beyond control. As we've discussed, among the best dash, middle dash, and worst-case scenarios, the middle path, Russia retaining Donbass, seems most likely. Ukraine fully reclaiming all territories, including Crimea, is possible but risky, given Putin's nuclear arsenal, a factor Trump must consider. As the ancients said, aim for the best, and you'll achieve the middle. Zelensky now has the best external conditions since the war began. How far can Ukraine go? Subscribe to our channel, and let's watch this unfold together.